Good morning. I'm Shelley Thibodeau. I'm from Hill Middle School in Dallas ISD. I'm going to show you today some modifications of some games that we use in partner PE. Many of you may already have these games at your school and you may modify them different ways, but because I teach an FLS class with a general ed class called partner PE, my students are partnered together, and so each FLS student has their own teacher assistant. So it's very important that we know how to modify, that my peer coaches know how to modify various ways depending on the level of their FLS student. So right now, they're just playing spike ball. And of course, if we were playing outside, it would be different. It would be much more vigorous, but we are playing one-on-one right now as part of our warm-up. So if y'all will stop and hold the ball, we're gonna spread out a little bit and we're just gonna do some skill-related warm-up. So our first warm-up, if you played volleyball, one partner will have the ball and all you're gonna do is step and toss to your partner overhead, catch it. You may wanna move your net over a little bit so that you just have a hard floor because we're going to be spiking in a minute. So go ahead and let's do 10 tosses overhead, toss and catch with your partner. So this is just a typical warm-up that you would do in volleyball. You could do it with volleyballs. Since we are doing spike ball, we are just using the yellow spike balls. Now we're gonna switch. We're gonna throw it to the floor. It's gonna ricochet off the floor and the partner will catch it. Let's do 10 of those. And the reason that I'm using these warm-ups is because these are pertinent to the game of spike ball. Good job, y'all. Now, if you played spike ball before, you know one of the skills is being able to spike the ball to the net. So, our next warm-up, you want to pull your net between you. And you're just going to spike. First, we're going to do a standing spike, so you're going to stand spike to your partner, and your partner will catch it. It will not hit the net. Go. We'll do 5 or 6 of those. Good job. Now, this may be a skill that your partner PE kids will have a problem with. Some of them will not. But it's just to get them used to hitting the ball and catching it. You could also use beach balls. You could use regular volleyballs. As you see in the back, I have a beach ball. You could also use gator balls. Anything that you have to do to modify that allows your students to be able to catch the ball. No one started the clock. Okay, now we're gonna spike to the floor and your partner will catch. You can move your net over. I messed up. No one started the clock, y'all. Go. No one started the clock. Okay, the next part of warm-up that we're gonna do is we're gonna just move a little bit side to side. So you could have them jog, or your students jog around the spike ball net. They can move side to side. Just some slide steps because that's what you use in the game of spike ball. So if y'all just wanna warm up your lower body, that's good. Now, thank y'all. And y'all need a water break while I talk for a minute? Are you good? So, normally in spike ball, it's 2 against 2. It can be played on the grass, it can be played on the sand. It can be played in a gym, but you may fall on the floor. So for one of the modifications we're doing today is we are just playing one-on-one. That's how we would normally play in our FLS, in our partner PE class. So, y'all wanna go ahead and start playing one-on-one? You know how to score? So the purpose of it is you spike the ball to the net. Because we're playing one-on-one, you could volley it to yourself 3 times before you have to hit it back to the net. Good job, Shanks. Yep. Shanks has it going. Look at Melinda. 5-1 already? So we're going to stop there, and I'm going to show you another modification. We're going to move the nets off of the court, and we're going to bring in the hula hoops. We'll bring in the larger hula hoop first. So what I have is I have a large hula hoop and a small hula hoop. While they're setting that up, we'll start with the large hula hoop. Let me introduce my team here. I have Coach Shanks from Gaston. I have Coach Palma from Ann Richards. I have Coach Connaughton from Dealey. I couldn't read her shirt. I have Coach Fogelsong, and she's from Tasby. And again, I'm Miss Thibodeau. So we're going to show you a modification now. To slow the ball down, you can use a hula hoop. Hula hoops come in different sizes, so you could modify using a different size of hula hoop if that's what you want to do as well. So they're just going to score. Let's bring is that the big one or the small one? That's the big one. Okay, so we're going to start with the big hula hoop. So they're just going to play a one-on-one like they were playing, but just with the hula hoop and not with the net. Go ahead and get started. Good job. So you're still trying to get those 3 taps. You're still trying to get those 3 sets. Volleys to yourself. Good job. 1, 2.
Okay, got in there. That was to me. Oh, you did. You can't catch it.
Okay, if y'all want to stop, thank you. Now, if you were at home, you all have hula hoops at home. You can buy them at the dollar store. You could use a tennis ball. You don't necessarily have to have the little yellow volleyball. Any ball that's going to bounce. So you could change and use a smaller hoop now. So one was a 30. One hula hoop was a 30, the other one looks like it's a 24. They also have 36 or 40-inch hula hoops. So depending on your skill level, you could, adapt to your size of your hoop. Go ahead. And that should make it much harder to get it in that smaller hoop. It's not necessarily so hard to volley, but it is harder to get it in that small hoop. But you are getting a lot of exercise. You are getting your MVPA. You are getting your heart rate up because you are moving. And the other thing is you're laughing and having fun, and that's the main thing. So they've got the volley down, they've got the spike down, and now we're just trying to get it down where we get it in the corner. Coach Garcia's getting ready to go get him. So again, in the regular game, you would have 3 volleys to yourself before you spike it back to the net, just like in a game where you played on a regular court. The good thing about spike ball is that you can play on any size court you want. You can modify it however you need to, if you do it on grass, if you do it on sand, if you do it on the driveway. But all you need is yourself and another partner. Another way that you could play it is you could play it with the hula hoop by yourself and use your garage. And you could hit it off the floor, and then it would hit the wall and then come back to you. So there's other ways to modify. Okay, if y'all want to stop for a second. You breathing hard? So you can see that it is a good activity to get your heart rate up. I know that all of these wonderful experts teach PE in Dallas ISD. Do you have any other ways that you modify? Spike ball. Coach Shanks, you have partner PE. Is there any other way you modify?
I would probably use a bigger ball.
Okay.
Just small, just a big
Okay.
ball or basketball. I don't know about basketball.
These can be inflated a little bigger, and they can go probably about 6 inches.
Okay.
But you could, actually use a volleyball, or an Omnicon ball is good.
Okay.
They have 8-inch Omnicon balls, and they're still going to hit the floor and bounce. Anyone else do any modifications for their classes?
Probably allow more hits.
Allow more
instead of
hits than 3?
Or more bounces.
Okay.
We've done a table before.
You've done it like ping pong?
Yeah.
Spike ball ping pong? Okay. Anything else? Any other modifications? Coach Garcia, any modifications? So the main thing is that I want you to see that this is a game that you play at school, but you could also play it at home, just making modifications with equipment that you might have at home. I'm going to give them a water break. We're going to get set up for the next part of our activity. We'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about bocce ball. I don't know how many of you have played bocce ball. My partner PE class loves it. We do have to modify it. We're going to show you both ways, using the actual bocce balls and then also using gator balls. The bocce set is plastic, so plastic on a wooden floor, the balls move very quickly, which is difficult when you're trying to hit a target. So the objective of bocce ball is for a team to play together against another team or against an individual. So you can play 1-on-1, 2-on-2. Sometimes you can play 3-on-3, but it's not really recommended. And so what they are trying to do is you're trying to roll your balls as close to this white Polino ball as you can. Now, when we actually use it for partner PE, we use an Omnicon ball sometimes to hit out of the way. When we use our gator balls, you can use any ball. You could use a volleyball. We have a beach ball that we're going to use today as well. So if you're playing on a concrete surface, you do want to have balls that will be able to slow down. You don't want them to roll fast. If you do have a bocce set, it's perfect for the grass. So we're going to do a warm-up now. And since bocce ball, the main skills are rolling the ball and then walking to go and get your ball, that's basically all we're going to do for our warm-up. So they're going to start by rolling their ball to their partner and then just rolling it back. So you're warming up that arm. For them, they are seeing how fast the bocce ball actually does move on the wood floor. So they are stretching a little bit. They're rolling the ball, they're catching it. So they are doing some kind of a warm-up that is related to the actual game. You can bounce the ball, but it's not recommended. Okay, so we've warmed up pretty well, so now we're going to start playing. Normally your court can be any dimension. We usually play, when we play in the gym, we play about from the volleyball court line to the volleyball court line. Today we have a smaller area because we're on video, so we're going to have to modify some for that. So everyone will come stand down on this end with your two balls. And normally as the teacher, I would roll the ball out. As in the game, one of the team members actually rolls the ball out. So I'm going to give Melinda the honors. I'll hold this ball. The only problem you're going to have is that you don't want to roll it past the red line since we're in such a confined space. And we get to see how level gym floors are in DISD. Stop. Okay, I'm going to help it a little bit. In a regular game, it has to go past the mid-court line or the midfield line, and then it cannot go outside the boundary line. But again, we're playing in such a small space. So Ms. Connaughton and Coach Palma, they're on one team. They're playing against Coach Fogelsong and Ms. Shanks. So the object of the game is you will roll one ball at a time. You're trying to get as close as you can to the Polino ball. Coach Garcia, could you come and stand, and if by any chance they hit the Polino ball out, we just keep it in bounds. Okay, Ms. Shanks, you have to be behind the red line. Now remember, you're rolling this ball on a wooden floor. You're only rolling one ball at a time. Just stop it. Good job. So we're kind of at a challenge here. Our challenge here is to get it close to the ball, but also keep it in bounds. No, it's okay. Good job. You can see the warps in the floor. Oh, too fast. Don't roll them back onto the court. Okay, Coach Shanks, we're going for round two. Stay behind the red line. Now you see she's rolling it a little softer. A little softer, not a lot. Okay, Miss Fogelsong. That's probably a good one. Coach Palma. I'm the Polino ball. Okay. Too hard. Okay, so the Polino ball was here. In scoring, normally we have mini balls around it, but because this space is confined, it's pretty difficult to do. So the green ball was Miss Fogelsong's, so they have one ball closest to the Polino ball, so they have 1 point. You normally play to 12 points. Y'all want to try one more round? One more round, okay. We can have some music while they gather their balls.
Is there any way we can roll that one?
Roll this way, but then your backs are going to be to the camera.
I'm standing over here.
Roll this way. No, we don't, because we can kind of eye it.
I'm just thinking we can get over that.
I don't know if we can get over that warp spot. Okay, Melinda, you'll get to roll it again because your group started. So, Coach Garcia, we're going to come here. Here, I'll put them down. So one more time, modification is the name of the game. So we decided to roll this way because there is a warp in the floor that now we can't get past. Now, her ball did not go past midcourt, so what happens? The other team gets to roll the ball. And you can also see that for a little space, okay, that one went out of bounds. So now we're going to take it back to the other team. Coach Shanks is going to roll it softly. Softly. It's going right through that gap. Okay, Coach Palmer, show them how it's done. Otherwise, we're going to have to go to Gator balls. Stop, 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 stop. Oh, come on. It stayed in bounds. Great. Now it's going to make a circle. Okay, the green team won, so they get to roll their green ball first. Yeah, it's really warped there. You go, Shanks? No, it has to stay out. Yeah, you rolled too hard, boo. Oh, I don't know, that warp might have stopped it a little bit. Way to go, Shanks. Okay, Connaughton, soft. It is curling with the warps on the floor. Coach Connaughton's got the skill down of not rolling it all the way to North Park Mall. Go ahead. Coach Palmer thinks the floor is going downhill. Miss Fogelsong, softly, softly. I don't think blowing that ball is going to work. Coach Shanks? A little too, oh, I don't know, maybe. What you think, Coach Garcia? Those warps slowed it down. Coach Connaughton. She's playing floor pool. And the last ball is Coach Palmer. I don't know. Okay, we need to, did this one go out?
No, it's good.
Okay, so we can just kind of step it off. So that's probably 9 feet. I think I'd have to call that a tie. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the modification. We're gonna go to the modification. It is, it's about a tie. Good sportsmanship, thank you. I'm not that tall. Okay, so if we can have some music, we can change the balls. You're gonna take these balls off and go get your same matching colors. So our modification is to use gator balls. We're going to start. Yeah, we'll do this one. So this is our Polino ball. I'm going to start by rolling it this time. You can see with the gator balls, they roll slower. It didn't really go past mid-court, but we're going to go ahead and play with it this way anyway. So we're going to let yellow go first, Connaughton's team. Coach Palmer. Now, Coach Fogelsong. Close, close. So on a gym floor, I would recommend using the gator balls. I do allow them to use the bocce balls just so they get the hang of it and they know actually how to play. But the gator balls slow down the speed of the ball and allow for them to get closer. Just a reminder, the purple ball is our Polino ball, so that's what they're trying to get closest to. Pretty good, yellow. Blue is Coach Palmer. You can knock the ball out of the way. That is a defensive move. So even though Coach Fogelsong's ball went out of bounds, she was able to move the yellow ball away from the Polino ball. So, the red team won, and they have, what color is your ball, Shanks? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. They got 3 points, so again, you would play to 12 points. So, coaches, if y'all come right here, Coach Garcia, come on in here. I'd like to thank everyone for helping me today, especially Coach Garcia, Coach Palma, Coach Connaughton, Coach Fogelsong, and Coach Shanks. Again, I'm Shelley Thibodeau from Hill Middle School. Remember to stay safe, stay active, and be healthy.